A friend wouldn't look at my new car, so I pretended to be very unimpressed by her new car. So my friend Ashley and I have been close since high school, but she's always been super competitive about everything. Like if I got new shoes, she'd show up the next week with designer ones. If I mentioned liking some guy, suddenly she'd be texting him non-stop. You know the type. Anyway, I'd been saving up for 2 years to buy my first brand new car. Not used, not a hand-me-down from my parents, but actually new, with that plastic smell and everything. I was so excited I could barely sleep the night before pickup. I went with a Honda Civic because it was practical, and I could actually afford the payments, but to me it felt like a Ferrari. The day I got it, I drove straight to Ashley's apartment complex because I had to show someone. I texted her to come outside, practically bouncing in my seat. When she walked out, I expected her to be happy for me, or at least curious. Instead, she barely glanced at it. Like literally, she looked at her phone more than she looked at my car. I was like, "What do you think?" And she just went, "Oh, it's nice," while still scrolling through Instagram. She wouldn't even walk around it or ask about the features or anything. She just stood there checking her phone like I'd shown her a garbage truck. I was so hurt and confused. This was huge for me, and she acted like I'd bought groceries. Then she said she had to get ready for work and went back inside. No congratulations, no excitement, nothing. I sat in my new car feeling like an idiot for being so excited. But here's where it gets good. 3 weeks later, Ashley calls me absolutely shrieking with excitement. She'd just bought a BMW. Not new, but a 2019 model that looked pretty nice. She wanted me to come see it immediately and take pictures of her with it for her social media. I drove over and, yeah, it was a nice car. Definitely more expensive than mine. Leather seats, fancy dashboard, all that stuff. But I remembered how she'd treated me, and something inside me just snapped. When she asked what I thought, I channeled her exact energy from 3 weeks before. I barely looked at it for more than 2 seconds. I was like, "Oh, that's cool," while staring at my phone. She kept trying to show me different features, and I'd just nod without really looking. She was getting more and more frustrated, asking me to take pictures of her leaning against it. So I took like 3 quick shots from far away without even checking if they were good. The whole time I'm acting bored and distracted, exactly like she did to me. Finally, she was like, "Do you even like it?" And I gave her the same response she gave me. I said, "Yeah, it's nice," in the most uninterested tone possible. She looked so deflated. Then she started getting defensive, talking about how much it cost and all the features it had. I just kept saying, "That's cool, like I wasn't really listening. She was practically begging for a reaction at this point. The best part was when she asked why I seemed so uninterested. I looked right at her and said, "Oh, sorry, I guess I'm just not really a car person, you know?" Which was exactly the opposite of how I'd acted about my own car 3 weeks earlier. She knew something was up but couldn't call me out without admitting how crappy she'd been to me. She kept trying different angles to get me excited about her car, showing me the sound system, the GPS, everything. I just kept giving one-word answers and checking my phone. After about 20 minutes of this, I said I had to go run errands. She looked so disappointed and frustrated. As I was walking back to my Honda, she actually said, "I thought you'd be more excited for me." I turned around and said, "Oh, I am excited for you. Same way you were excited for me." Then I got in my car and drove off.